We are going to start prepping Taylor for our trip to Spain.
Noticed a major problem.
All these things are sent to testers.
I just don't know what to do, it's doing me head in. Good morning guys, welcome to a new vlog. Today we are going to get us haircut and
it's exciting! I'm going to use it as thumbnail. Today we're going to get our hair.
I can give you the better thumbnail, which will involve me stamping on you. We are going to get us haircut and then we've got to...
Everybody who watches these vlogs knows that I could take you easy. In a fight. I'd win.
You couldn't open a paper bag by yourself.
I'd get my handbag out.
Yeah, you would, I know. And when we come back, we are going to start prepping Taylor for our trip to Spain.
When he says when we're going back, we're off for his haircut. So when we come back from that,
said that.
We're going to start prepping Taylor.
Trailer? Right, so I'll say it again. We're going for his haircut, then we're coming back, and then we've got to do all the different checks on Taylor. So we had the airbag light fixed
yes,
a couple of vlogs back. What we haven't done is actually restarted it since if it comes back. If it does, sod it, I'm not bothered. We'll just deal with it when we get back. We need to flush out the water tank because there's about 2 inches of water in it and all the pipe work needs us flushing out. And we got some cleaner.
That water's been in it for a long time.
I know, it's been in since August. I've tried to get as much out as possible. The boiler's been drained off. We also fitted a new, because our waste tank underneath the van, it had a leak around the tap. So every time we filled the waste tank up, it was dripping. So I don't know whether you noticed on any of the van vlogs, but we couldn't like lock the water in the tank, it just dripped away. But luckily it's got a filter in there that kept all like food bits and things like that. So we cleaned all that out, we took the tank off, we put a brand new tap on it, it's been sealed. The only problem with it at the moment now is it's very stiff, and if you turn it, it turns the glue that holds the tap on, and there's a wing nut on the back which has been CT1'd in place. We need to get all the stuff that we need to take with us, like spare parts and things like that, because at the minute it's just all under the bed in the back bedroom. We need to test the water system, flush the tank, test the gas is working, test the heating's working, test the hot water's working. What else? Oh, we need to turn the Starlink on, download the latest updates, but we're not going to activate it until we are a couple of days before we go, because they charge you from the activation date to the billing date, which is like the 3rd week in January. So we'll activate it a couple of days before we go.
We can start filling the food cupboards as well, because we've got a lot of things. Like my mum gave us a hamper for Christmas, and a lot of stuff like that is going with us. So we
like the cup of soups when we're like hungry on the night and stuff.
Like that, we can start filling the food cupboards as well.
So all that's got to be done when we get back. So first jobs first, get us a haircut.
Right, haircut's done. So we are going to go back now, and as we say, prepare Taylor. Now
for our upcoming trip.
Yeah, we've not really been in there much since the big European trip. We had a couple of nights across near my parents' house, just because we wanted to, try it while it was still warm weather. But
and that was borderline.
Nicky's not a fan of getting in the van in cold weather. I said, why don't we go and do like a UK Christmas market road trip? And it's like, no, not when it's cold.
Not in this weather. No chance. I like the van when it's summer and you can sit out and have the doors open.
We're going in January, and it's not going to be anything like that. So
it will be down there.
We are going to get, for the first half, first week maybe, some cold weather. So
I'll have my foot down. We'll be down there in 3 days.
We'll be relying on the heater. We've got a new throw in there, which I'll show you, which we got from our friends Stacey and Peter when we were in Florida last time. And so we'll be fine, hopefully.
We've got new bedding.
It seems so long ago since we were living in there for a long period of time.
We aced it though, we didn't have any problems at all.
It was really good actually, so fingers crossed we'll have another great trip.
So we've had a big some manscaping session this morning, but manscaping means trimming your other hairs, doesn't it?
Too much information.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying I've used the wrong word. So I've trimmed my beard this morning, I've had my nose waxed, I've had my eyebrows shaved, I've had my hair cut. I just need now to, because I have, because of the eye cream I use, and also I have something called blue something itis, which is basically blocked tear ducts on your bottom eyelid, and the eye cream that I use pulls my eyes forward, which doesn't help with that. I have to, every so often, warm, like a warm bag of something, like a gel bag, warm my eyes, and then get some baby shampoo on a earbud, and wipe the bottom of my eyelids to unblock the tear ducts. That's why it's always red, and you can always notice it more when the weather's cold, can't I?
Still too much information for my liking.
Just sharing my beauty tips. Right, we're back. We've just had an hour in the lounge doing some California trip planning. We will have put a post out on Facebook by now with some help that we want from you guys of some of the suggested places. We've actually knocked a week off the list from putting unnecessary travel days in. But anyway, that aside, Lee's moaning now like mad because we have to go out in the cold and start flushing the water system out in the van with this stuff that we actually got in error, but we now need. Which is like a sterilising puree thing for the van. We have to mix it into the system, flush it through all the taps, wait 1.5 hours, and then drain the system, and then fill it back with fresh water, and then flush that out.
I think what'll help...
It's going to be dark before we get done.
Really?
Yeah.
I think what'll help is a toffee feed, but where are they?
Eaten.
You've eaten all toffee feeds? For free.
No, I haven't. There's one. There's 3 in that tray on the table.
Seen them, I just couldn't find
And there's also another packet that your mum bought us as well. There's the Wendy ones. That's the second tray of Wendy ones.
Thank you, Wendy.
And then his mum and dad's. That'll be for bin then. And his mum and dad brought us one as well. So. Oh no, I'm sick of chocolate now.
The only reason I was moaning like hell, as Nick said, is because it's freezing outside today. But I'm all right now because I got my little hat on, which somebody bought me as a joke present for Christmas.
Smell that?
Smells like
swimming pools. So this is what's going to go in the system. So we need 1 teaspoonful of that for every 4.5 litres of water, which is a gallon. So we're going to put around 20 litres in and then fill it all up. Now if you can see there, look, there's 1 inch of water at the bottom of the tank. And that's what's going to have like germs and things in it. But we do need to flush the entire tank out with this stuff. And then we've got to test Starlink, all the electrics, and then we've got to try the hookup and the gas and the heating all independent to make sure everything functions before we go. So first thing I need is a spoon front drawer, please.
Ew, why is that there? Right, let's move you over there. Hi, Taylor. You'll be getting on a road trip very soon, Taylor. Not used you for a while, but we will be doing very soon. Here, there's a spoon.
Right, just work this out on your phone. 20 divided by 4.5.
4.44 is the answer.
Right, so I've put 4 spoonfuls in here. And it's dissolving down. It doesn't have to smell like a swimming pool.
I like that smell. So we've got us new chairs, table, and the rug.
I can't see where the water level is now.
Which we've not used yet.
Oh shit.
But we'll be doing so hopefully in January.
Oh crap.
What?
This has gone in and I can't get it out.
It's a bit of a pain, this water tank, innit?
I could put an outside outlet
for like
on, but...
flushing things through.
Well, we've only done it once, but we haven't used it for so long. Right, so it's about 12 litres in at the minute. Right, can you go and turn all 3 pumps on inside? All 3 switches. Starlink, inverter and pump. Make sure the pump under the sink started. It should splutter
A little bit. Not too much.
It's not kicked in yet, wait till pump starts. So there was water in the system then, for that not to splutter. And you can hear the pump.
Yep.
It should cut off.
You know what?
Shh. Stopped.
I'm excited about getting back in here and living in here. I can't wait.
Me too, it's got to be warmer than this. I've just got to make sure, if you can shine a torch in there, that nothing's leaking, because we put that new compression valve tank in.
Yeah.
But we've had some icy weather since then.
You check that for a second. So this is the throw that I mentioned before. When we went to Florida, our friends Stacey and Peter gave us that, and we thought it would be perfect for in the van for the cooler months that we're out. No leaks.
That looks good, no leaks so far anyway. Right, what we need to do now is I need to take this out the shower.
Oh, that's a pain, isn't it? Every night.
And this tape.
Forgot about that.
Take that out of the shower, and then I just need to pop this somewhere and just run this through the thingy.
The what?
Just get it out. Moment. There we go. Just need to run it down the plug just to flush these taps.
Oh, and there's the toilet. The lovely toilet that we'll be using again.
You can proper smell the chlorine now in there.
It's a nice smell actually, isn't it?
Yeah, but we've got to be careful we don't ever drink that. So we have to flush the whole system out with this chlorine in. Now, because it's now in the pipes, and we've put it through the shower pipes, it's in the tank down below, and it's gone through the tap.
That's not a wash through that you can drink then, obviously.
No, God, no. You've got to literally flush it all through the taps, put fresh water in, and then flush that through, and then drain your tank ready for use. But there's about an inch of water in the bottom that we've somehow got to get out. Now, if you remember, I got that Himmel pump, which I've not used yet. I had a problem with it when the first time I tried to get it going. I think air got in somewhere. We've got to use that to drain that 1 inch. But before we do that, we have to now leave all that in the pipes for 1.5 hours.
Oh, right, okay.
But I don't want to start the boiler because it's got chlorinated water in it.
So what can we do while we're waiting?
We need to test Starlink, and we need to test the electric heater works with the hookup. So if you can get the hookup cable and get us plugged in. Right, so even though we've got Starlink and it's suspended at the minute because we're not using it, it says restricted there, it still downloads updates from the satellites. So I've done this once since we came back in August, and it's currently downloaded another update. It's about 75% through, so this will just run a few times. They've since put the price up of Starlink Roam. Since we got this, it's now £96 a month, which makes it extremely expensive. But we need the Roam service so we can use it outside of our postcode.
As if Elon Musk hasn't got enough money.
He's agreed to bleeder him.
It's a very good service though, but it's expensive.
Yeah, so each system's got to be tested separately. So we're going to test, when we've done that and we've done the Starlink, we're going to test that the boiler heating works rather than heating the water up. The boiler heating so it warms out the van. So when we're on electric hookups in France and in Spain and places like that, we can have electric heating rather than use the gas heating. We then need to test the cooker and the oven to make sure that the gas is flowing. The TV I can see already works, so the electric sockets work because we tested them the other day when we connected it to the boiler in the lodge when we had a power cut. And it's just a case of going around each thing systematically. And while we're doing it, I'll test this. The max air's working. That's perfect, so I can turn that off. That works. The mechanical side of the van is already fine, and we repaired all the internals, like the cracking in the wood up here when we were having a lot of movement in Italy. New curtains that Lee destroyed the last one. Fire alarm, let's test that. That's not working, but it is flashing. Working. And our smoke alarm, carbon monoxide is not working. Yes, it is. That's working. Shower works. Taps work. Fridge is okay. We've heard you.
Right.
That's stopped. Right, hookup's on. Fridge is working.
Is in.
Now let me turn the heating on. It can see we've got electric on the panel. So you can see this little symbol here, which means we're on electric hookup. And we're just going to switch the fuel supply, hold on, to electric 2. And then we're going to turn the heating on to 19 degrees. And then set the fan speed to high. And then wait a few minutes. And then down here is where the vents are. There's one here, there. And then there's one down there. Within a couple of minutes, when the boiler kicks in from the electric element, it'll probably smell a bit smoky when we first start it because we've not used it for so long, but we should start feeling warm air blow through, and that tests that. Right, so that is working. It's blowing cold air at the minute, which is good. So at least know where the fans are working. And we just got to wait for it to warm up now. Right, Starlink is rebooting. It's downloaded the software, and we're just sat now waiting for it to warm up. I need to adjust this drawer here because I took it all out to get that new pump in. This drawer here, the back of it's too far down. I need to get in and get the screwdriver and lift the back up. So when I do that, it will sit more flush because my OCD can't cope with the fact that it's beveled. Right, while that's doing that, I'm going to turn the gas on so we can test the cooker. So we currently have about half a tank of gas. There we go, gas is on. Block that, block that. That's not good. But I can hear the gas.
Careful.
I can smell the gas.
It's just not. Oh,
That one's lit. That one's lit. Thank God for that.
Oh, nice and warm.
So the thermocouplers are working. So we had a problem with the oven originally, and we've actually never used it since we had it fixed. But we do need to test this. So, oh, look at them toast crumbs. So let's get the grill working. Not good. Oh, yeah, that's good. Give it a few seconds for the thermocoupler to keep the gas supply on.
Yep.
Right, next thing we need to do is to test.
Definitely need to try a pizza. I think this time a pizza. We're gonna do. We've said we're gonna do more
cooking
in the van this time.
Yeah, we said that last
because
time.
it was so hot last time. We wanted to be out of the van quite a lot, but we should be able to make more use of it this time. Like living in the van more, because it won't be too red hot. Take a while to come on, don't they?
Yeah, it's not supposed to do that. I mean, the gas pipes have been shut off for God knows how long. There we go.
There we go.
Was having a bit of a panic there.
Maybe what we should do in January is
There we go, that works.
do like a full Sunday dinner one Sunday. Yeah.
It's a lot of you that's doing it, it'll be me.
Well, I know.
There we go.
You've got to do something.
Right, so that's tested, so we can put all that back.
There, are you happy now once you've adjusted this?
Once I've adjusted it and it's done. Right, I need you to hold the back end of the drawer high in the air for me. Sorted? There, my OCD's sorted, it's now flat. This one sticks out a little bit, but I think it's because the van's cold and the wood obviously changes with the temperature. But it'll do, you can't have it perfected. Handmade kitchen units, for God's sake, but...
And a very good job we both did of it as well.
I did do a good job, didn't I?
You did.
How the hell? Skin's so soft, but it's crystallised.
We'll just
It
check
can't be frozen.
the things that we've checked out that are left in the cupboard.
I don't think it's frozen, I think it's just...
It must be frozen.
No, it's not. That's not ice, it can't. It's oil.
Well, it's no good now.
Oh yeah, you just need to warm it up. That's a bit weird though. So we've got
all the things that we
poo smells for toilet.
Wow.
Skin so soft, half frozen again. Shower gels, mosquito repellent.
Well, hopefully won't need any of that.
We will need an adapter though for it.
I need to check everything that I've got, all my creams and stuff.
What else we got? Shower gels, shaving foam. I won't need that.
Oh no, because you're not shaving anymore.
Not shaving anymore. That can go in. Aftershave, and then we've got toothbrush.
Whose
That's
toothbrush
mine.
is it?
That's
Yours?
mine. Hair gel. Need to mix another batch up, and my shaver. I mean, I should really take it just in case I decide to
No, you won't start
shaving.
No.
You want me to keep it then?
Yeah. And in this cupboard we have...
A Boona, brown sugar marinade,
I don't need to bring
a
all
random tea bag,
What kind of tea bag is it?
English, spiced ginger, and then we've got these which look like decaf tea bags, and that is it.
Yeah, well,
Some random tea bags there.
I was going to start bringing all the food out, but it's
No, it's
so...
too
I know,
early.
and it's bitterly cold.
Well, yeah, that's one. And then in this one,
There shouldn't be much in there at all, it's just cutlery and
pots
stuff.
and pans and glasses. We
Yeah.
did have like all the French Passion books, but we're just using the app now. We're not going to renew the French Passion, I don't think. Because I've still got the app and I've still got the places.
We only used it a couple of times, didn't we, in a
Yeah.
whole month?
It just feels awkward when you go to a campsite in France and
Well,
you feel
yeah, it
like
was
you're obliged
nice.
to buy something. And in the places we went, we ended up spending more
Yeah.
in the shop than we would have done for a camping car park.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll just stick with that.
Right, the heating test has been successful because I can feel nice warm air now coming out from under the cupboards.
So the changes we made to the van when we came back last time is we permanently fixed this seat now, because what we were finding is when we were sitting on it, it was flipping up. So we removed those metal bars that were rattling and we put in a permanent fixed wooden beam in there. We took out the extra basket that was sliding around, which we didn't need. So there's just one in there now.
Can you remember the one night? I don't know where we were staying, but on our road trip, I slept on this. Can you remember?
Yeah, that was the only night you did it. And then we've now put a permanent 3-pin socket into the dashboard,
Yeah.
which runs on a cable that runs under the step, and it just plugs into the wall socket there, so it can be disconnected if ever we need the outlets. And did we get these done before the road trip or after? Before, wasn't it?
Before, yeah.
Yeah. What else did we do?
Well, I don't think we did that much since we got back.
We changed the blinds, which nobody ever noticed.
Yeah, so
these are basically the same as the ones we got in the lodge.
Yeah. And then obviously the new curtain.
Yeah, which Lee will not be touching. We took the cassette off as well, which we used for the blind, which was a waste of 70 quid. We never used it once on the whole trip. And then I also changed this. So, and it's not really made much difference to be honest, but the flies were getting in through that gap there. Now what we need to do is somehow get some like padding and tuck it in there to stop any flies from coming on the inside cassette. So when the fly screens are crossed, flies were still getting through this gap. Now normally you would put that flush with the roof, but because it's cladding, there are gaps between the beams, and it's not flat, it's arched. So the only way to seal that is to stuff some like insulation in there all across. Right, we're back in the lodge and we've got an hour's alarm set on the system on Alexa, just so it alerts us so we can go and flush the tank out. The bit that's going to be very hard is to get that 1 inch of water out, which you can't get your hand down to get a towel in it to soak it up. And we have to wash the internal lining of the tank because it's got that chlorine smell. So the plan will be to drain all the water off, just kind of wash it away, fill it up with fresh water, spray the hose pipe inside the tank, and then flush all that away. And then drain that again, and then put fresh water in, and then we're set. But because we're still in the period where it's icy weather, we're just gonna flush it and then keep all the tanks and the pipes empty, and we'll just fill it up maybe a couple of days before we leave. Right, it's been an hour. So now what I need to do is get all the water out of the system. So the quickest way to do this is to this dump valve, which just empties the tank. And we have to, it's really hard to see actually where the water level is here, but the pump's running, I can hear it in the back. So that'll drain all the water out the boiler, the tank, the taps, and then we have to swill this out, this tank, with fresh water, fill it back up again to about 5 litres, and then flush and run the taps and do all the same thing again. Right, it's emptied. Now I need to get the hose pipe in there, swill the tank, fill it back up to about sort of 6 litres, and then run the taps and flush it out again, and then finally just drain what's left and then put some fresh water in. Right, I'm trying to rig up a siphon, but it ain't working. Right,
is this the T-Move pump?
Yeah, hold that in there. Wrong direction.
Well, that worked.
Right, now I need to get that in the tank, hold it in, hold that, and hold that all at the same time. Ready?
Uh-huh.
Oh. It's not working.
Is it actually in water?
Yep, I think so.
I've let go.
Right, ready?
Uh-huh.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's like there's air getting in.
Right, we had problems siphoning the last inch, but we found a way to do it with this, alright, it's on the floor somewhere, a blue pipe. Nick sucked it out until it started pouring and then it came out. So now filling it up and he's going to pump it through the taps.
Just to clear those out, and then we'll siphon it off and then it's cleared.
And as you can see, it's got dark and it's raining.
Right, get ready?
Yeah. We're just siphoning the water out. We've noticed a major problem here.
There's a big crack across the entire wall panel, right from there, under there, and all the way across. And I have no idea what's caused that. Possibly them being too tight, and then as it's got colder, it's put pressure on this and it's cracked the sheet. I mean, on the other side of the sheet, there is a board where it's sealed, but we need to seal this, which means we've got to take the shower head off, the shower taps off, reseal all this, and then put this back on, or we have to replace the entire wall.
fancy that.
Well, for now, let's just continue flushing the system.
And the reason I say I don't fancy that is because it took some major effort to
There's
get
no
that in.
way we can do that.
No.
We're just going to have to use
Seal
some
it,
sealant in
yeah.
the crack and just fill the crack.
All these things are sent to testers.
I'm sat here looking at old photos, trying to find out whether the taps were too close. They weren't. I just don't get it. The only thing I can possibly think of is that the wood and the plastic, because the plastic was glued to the wood, the only thing I can think of is that the temperature difference between the two has changed when it's been frosty and it's created a stress point and it's just cracked straight across. And if that's the case, it's going to do it on the other walls at some point. Or the vibrations in Italy have caused it and we've just not noticed it.
No, we would definitely notice.
We might not have, because when you look down, you can't see it. I only noticed it because I was on my hands and knees swilling out the plug.
No,
You wouldn't notice
You would
it.
definitely notice that. And there's sometimes when we've been in that toilet, like sat on the toilet where we would have been.
Well, yeah, sat there, you would see it straight away, unless it happened on the way back.
Well, no, but we used it since then.
Well, yeah, that's true. I just can't work out what's caused it.
So we've got multiple options anyway that we're going to explore tomorrow,
I don't want to think about them.
which will be in this vlog.
Well, I'll tell you what they are. First one, we've got to take the shower taps off to make sure that there's no, that the metal's not touching. And we can basically just put some sealant in the tiny hairline fracture all the way across the wall, which will fill it, but as long as it's not going to cause problems later down the line. Or we put a backsplash on, like a tile backsplash, with backsplash stickers, or we sticker the entire wall and cover it up.
I quite like the idea of some kind of backsplash, just for a change.
Yeah, but it's just going to be a band.
I don't mind that. Band all the way around, maybe.
No, I'm not putting it all the way around, because that will really look tacky. I think my first option is just to fill it,
Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow.
but I have to take the shower taps off because there's like caps, like cups that go over the shower holes in the wall, and the only way to take them off, because the crack runs behind it, and I have to take them off to get into it to fill the cracks. But I've just gone through all my old photos and had a look when we were building it, and you can see like half a centimetre gap all the way around the holes. And then when we finished building it, I silicone sealed them all to make sure that there was no water could get in from running down the back. So I just don't get it.
We'll
It
attempt
just
to
does
sort
not
it
make
tomorrow.
any sense at all.
I'm have to get a pudding. We just had a leftover glazed ham. It was very nice.
It was dry.
Oh, I liked it. Welcome to the next day. A very exciting day, and one we've been looking forward to so much.
Keys!
Eh?
Where's the van keys?
Wherever you had them yesterday.
You were lost in.
I don't think so.
I do.
Actually, I came into iron while you were finishing off. So, we're going to go out and explore this crack
No, we're not.
when we find the van keys. So, we've got the, what do you call these? Endoscope.
Yep.
Camera out. And we're going to get in behind the shower wall, which has got the crack in it, because we want to see if there's any water being leaking there before we patch it up. Fingers crossed. Have you still not found the van keys?
New.
Fingers crossed there won't be a leak, and then we can just patch it up. And we were looking up websites and stuff last night, and apparently it's a very common thing that happens.
On manufactured ones as well.
Yeah, just because of heat and cold, and obviously the van moving about so much.
I'm hoping that what's happened is when we put the plastic sheets on, we put them on in 20 degrees C onto the wood at the back. It was glued on with that glue that never ever moves. There's no flexibility on it at all. It was glued to the panel, and then the panel was fixed to the wall. So I think, hopefully this is what's happened, is that when it's got cold, the PVC has shrunk and created a stress, and it's stretched it, and where the taps are, it's literally split across that entire panel from one side of the wall to the other, straight through the tap holes. Water wouldn't do that. Water would tend to swell up one side, crack the panel, and go to the weakest point, but this is all the way across, as if there was a stress fracture there from day one. Hopefully. If that's the case, we're just going to fill the gap.
And it'll all be done.
It's a micro gap, but it all depends what happens when we get inside that wall, which is another challenge in itself, as well as finding the keys.
Yes.
Right, so here it is again. Crack there, crack in the middle, and crack at that side. It could be that they were too tight, but I don't see how that can cause... Usually you need a sharp point to split it. But why all... It just doesn't make sense. So the plan is, we've taken this trim off, and we're going to drill a hole there at level there so we can hide it behind this panel and then send the endoscope in and up so I can have a look behind here just where the taps are to see if there's any water damage on this wooden panel. If it is, this entire wall has to come out, this plastic panel. How the hell we're going to do that, I have absolutely no idea, because it went in, it's just took almost all my force to get this off with that little bit of glue on. So here goes. Right, I'm going to do it at this edge here, and because the pipes are around there and they go down, so we're just going to drill it at this angle here just so we can get it in. It's going to be very difficult because of the gas hob. Let me just take that off. There we go, a little bit more room. So I'm going to put the hole there. Here we go. That's it. Just going to make it a little bit bigger so we've got some wiggle room. So it'll be covered there when it's finished. Now what I need to do is to get the camera in. And it's going to be very difficult to get it in and bend upwards. So...
Nice and cosy in here, isn't it?
It's freaking freezing. So... it's not going to fit. I need to make it bigger.
Don't get it stuck in there.
Right, it's in.
Like that?
Yep. Shit. Ooh. And make it a little bit bigger just to give us a bit more playroom. Light needs to go on full. Pop that in. Connect to it on Wi-Fi. Right. So that's the right way up. The thing is, this is a shit camera, and everything looks yellow on it. Everything looks red. So we're not going to be able to tell whether there's water staining or not, but first things first, I need to bend it like that, so when it's in, I can send it up. What the hell is that? That's just a knot in it.
Mm.
So we need to go up. Right, so that's the silicone sealant there.
Mm-hmm.
There, that's spilled through the hole, I think. Now wait a minute.
That's the tap,
That's
isn't
the
it?
brass, and that's the connector on the end. There's no water staining on this side, on the cold side. So what I need to do now is get it across.
I can't see any. What?
I need to get it other side of that piece of wood.
Can't see any water so far though.
Right. There's definitely no water stain in there.
So it's just a random crack by the looks of it.
I think it's a stress crack because we put it on in temperature. Ooh, wait a minute.
No, it's just a knot.
That's the bar that the thing goes onto. So there's, what's that knobble there? That'd just be a fleck of muck. But there's definitely no water staining on the, on the wood. Well, not thank God, because we need to establish the cause, because it's just going to do it on all other walls.
Stress crack, innit? We'll have to just take some CT1 with us wherever we go.
We do anyway. You can see the sealant oozing through there, look you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I need you to go and get me the, in fact, bring me the toolbox with all the tools, because we need to take the taps off now.
Right, so we're going to take the taps off so that we can get the sealant in the whole crack.
Came off quickly and easily. Put the tape on so it doesn't mark the tap. Taps are off, so you can see there the stress fracture has gone from here to the tap, and then the other side to the other tap, and then from there to the other side. There's no sign of water leaks on the inside or around the sealant. I can only imagine that what's happened is we've put too much glue on it, and it's been warm when we've put it on, and then as it's cooled, it's kind of stretched it and pulled it apart. And this, obviously, where these holes are, is going to be the weakest point for it to snap. But I would have imagined it would just have been like this section, or maybe just this section. So we have a choice. We can either take the whole wall out, which I do not want to do, or we've got some special builder's sealant that will fill these gaps white, and it creates like a white rubber. We used it to seal the window actually, but we used the grey version.
And if it looks a mess, we'll have to put some tiles over it.
If it, well, yeah, or we can just put like a striped band there, like a backdrop for the plate or something like that. But those are options. So the first thing we need to do is you need to go into the shed and get all the sealant bag out because it's in there.
Right, we found the Bondit white.
This stuff is the same stuff as we use for the window, which is like silicone sealant, but when it dries, it's rock solid, but it's also rubbery, so it has flex, which is if I put CT1 in, CT1 is quite brittle. Not brittle, but stiff, and you can see it's kind of yellow there. In hindsight, we should have done the shower out with this because it's got the flexibility to move. So what I need to do now is daub some into that crack, work it in, and then clean it up so there's none on the surface. That's going to be the hard bit. That should be more than enough. I mean, it looks a pillock at the minute, but what I need to do is get my hands in and push it into the crack now.
Maybe with that.
And then I need lots of toilet paper and a Stanley knife blade to clean it off afterwards. And then I need to do that 3 times. Once there, once there, once there. Right. Good old finger. Ooh, you can see the panel moving. Like, you see it?
It's always going to move in it. Nothing in the fan's going to be.
I know, but it needs to get this into the crack. I don't know whether the vlog will show this. It doesn't show it on the screen, but the hairline cracks now have been sealed with builder's sealant. Can't do anything now until that's dried, and then we'll need to re-thread the pullmas tape onto these. I think what may have caused it is the stress fracture, but also the caps have been putting pressure onto the back bit, and then when it's swollen, it's, I don't know. I think it's a combination of things, but the good thing is it's not leaking behind the wall. We are going to now look to see if we can get like a band for here, like a backsplash plate. Lee wants to do the whole wall, but
just for like a feature wall.
I'm not sure. What do you think?
We'll see.
You have to find the perfect tile.
Yeah, I'll have to go and have a look at Amazon. Right, Nick's just putting the trim back on, and that's all we can do really for today because we've got to wait for that to dry. Then I'll look on Amazon and see about a back splash.
I have actually just found another problem, but I've just fixed it straight away.
It was a little crack on the bottom, but it was just where the two things met. Yeah. So we just sealed that as well, so that's fine.
So we're using this again, this builder sealant, which is, it's kind of half like an adhesive, but half like a silicone sealant. But it sets solid, but it's got flexibility. We used it to seal all the skylights, but we only had grey at the time, and then I ordered this off Amazon, put it in the stash, and haven't used it since.
So the rest of the checks are going to have to wait now until all this is finished. Right, we're off for a coffee with our friend Lisa. So we're going to take some Christmas cake, which we got from Costco. I'll just have a slither.
That's your slither?
I've not tried this yet.
It's very stuck to the paper.
Is it dry or moist?
It's getting drier. These bloody oranges don't help because you can't cut them out of the way.
Right, so let's go and have a coffee. And then we might go and look for some tiles, yeah?
I just don't know what to do. It's doing me head in.
It's just like old days. We're off to B&Q for van supplies. So we're going to go and just have a look what they've got in, stickers, tiles, whatever.
Similar tile to what we have in the kitchen, but not the same
thick,
style.
And not as thick. and it's got to be more square, hasn't it?
Well, we've got to be able to. I just don't want like fine mosaic because I think that'll just ruin the bathroom, especially if it's not all the way round.
And apparently B&M sell them as well, which is just on the road from B&Q.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how good the stickers will be on them. No. That's the only thing.
We'll go and have a look, see what there is. And we've just been invited out for tea as well to our friend Lisa's as well. So she's going to do us. We were actually going this weekend anyway, but she said, "Why don't you come tonight instead?" When we're having a cuppa. She's doing, what did she say? Chicken and cream chili or something. White chili chicken.
Yeah, that's it.
Which
I think it's Mexican or something.
Sounds nice. It's been a while.
You were going to say that.
I don't think I like the idea of DC Fix because I don't like any of them. I think it'd just look ridiculous
for everything.
having a stripe of DC Fix across.
Well, you're going to get that with anything. No, it'll just look.
I don't like
just make it look stupid.
Let's go look for some sticky tiles. Not finding anything. I quite like something like that. Might have to look on Amazon or nip to B&M, which is close by too. Found them.
I'm not sure I like them.
Actually, that might be alright, actually.
Well, it's going to be. Let me just mask it out.
Oh, what about that there?
This is
The one with the patterns.
That one?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Have a look at it. Bring it out.
It looks like ink press.
No, there's a grey one as well. I can't hold this and get it out. That might be alright.
Not sure. Because you would have to have at least two.
Just turn that over. Oh, look, yeah, it looks nice like that. Look here. Looks nice when it's all together. Oh, grey. I mean, the black would go with the black. It is black and white in the, what do we call it, isn't it, in the bathroom?
No, but I'm not sure.
I quite like that. Let's have a look at in grey. I can't decide which I prefer. I think probably black because it's black and white in the bathroom.
I think something like that.
That'll probably look alright as well.
Like a stripe across and then the towers, the taps there and there. Do you know what I mean?
I do quite like that as well, though.
I think the black looks cheap. The grey looks better.
But it's all black and white in the bathroom.
I know, but there'll be too much black and white. That's the problem.
Right, we're back, and these are the ones that we went for.
They're not waterproof. They're water resistant, but I can just put a bit of clear sealant just to lock in the edges. So we're thinking maybe.
I still think the black ones would look better.
I'm not sure. Too much black in here will make it look a bit.
White and black would have looked better.
Well, I'm still not convinced.
Get them up and we'll see.
Don't like it.
I won't say I told you so.
Well, you should have insisted then. We're off back to get the black one. I thought the black one looked cheap. Black and white one looked a bit cheap.
Yeah, but
the grey, I thought the grey would have gone with everything else in the van, but because the shower cubicle is just black and white, it looks a bit odd. So we're off back again to get the black one. So we'll be back in a bit. Right, I've got them. I'm still not convinced, but Lee says they'll look better, and they will look better, but the designs on them I'm not sold on. Some of them just look like geometric shapes, like these two here. Like this one here and the one next to it, just look like...
They'll definitely look better than the grey, though.
Yeah, well, a little better than the grey, but the texture on the front as well is quite... almost like a sticky rubber, but I think it's just because of the film that's over the top of it to stop that from slipping off. But I think once we've wiped them and they've got some wear on them and they've been to the air, they'll be fine. So we're going to get that done. We are going around to our friend's Lisa's later, so we have to get this done before we go and get it all back together again, hopefully tonight, and then we can continue with the testing tomorrow.
Right, let's see if these look better.
Right, what I need to do is cut.
Let's have a look at them on the wall first. Come on, come on, come on. Why don't you just see them? Yeah. 1,000 times better.
I agree. You were right. Once only.
Friggin' hell. That's the first time in 30 years you've said that. It just didn't look right because the back was grey. So it just changed it all. If you just listen to me in first place.
Well, you should have insisted. You usually do. I'm just not keen on some of the geometric shapes like that one.
Just get it on both,
come on. It's a bit plain. Right, wait a minute. So we've decided this time we're going to do it from this side onwards because we want a whole tile there. It also means as well that we're going to have to cut the edge off here. So before we do that, I need to put the hole in here. Why is that moving? No, it's not. So we need an overlap by about that much.
Yeah, they're a million times better out of them. Definitely the right choice, 100,000%. But
it's gone wrong.
Oh, no.
There we go, that's better. It doesn't stick great, that's for sure. I said it doesn't stick great, but we've not properly pressed it down yet. And we are going to put some sealant on there and the top just to get it to stick. Now,
Yep.
is it straight? That's the big question.
Right, we're just putting sealant around it.
Just to
Clear
prevent-
CT1.
Just to prevent water getting down the back of the adhesive. It will stick to the plastic by itself, but we're just sealing the edges. Won't look the prettiest when it's dry because you'll have that shine on it, but at least it's got some.
Better than looking at a crack.
Well, yeah.
I couldn't have chosen more perfect tiles.
I'll give you this one.
Then
It was a wise choice.
it was.
Now then, the problem we've got now.
So it's all sealed all the way around. What problem we've got one now?
We've only got that to get the tap on, and that, if we push it back, it's going to crack again because we've now got the thickness of this to compensate, and there's still DC Fix everywhere. Not DC Fix, CT1.
That'll be about right, won't it? Don't do it too tight.
Well, we have to get plumber's tape on that, which is a swine to get off. I've been taking it off the old one for 15 minutes. Surgery went well. So, it actually looks bloody brilliant, and it's hidden that crack, and we've got it sealed behind. So this is what it looks like. So we've now got a bit of whatever that design is. It's a little bit, the rubber's a little bit sticky because it's that kind of squeaky rubber, but it's sealed with a sealant all the way around, and then in the join here, we've put the taps back on. We've marked the marks on the tap with some black paint. I've tested it. It's not dripping or leaking anywhere. It looks pretty good. And these aren't as far touching the wall this time, although they are a bit bellowed because of the tightness of them. But all looks good. So we're just packing up, and I've just cleaned the shower out as well. Thank God for that.
Job well done. Right, that is all our van work completed for today, and we are just about to head around to our friend Elisa and Ian.
Elisa, is she new now?
Our friends Elisa and Ian. She's making that white chili sauce. So I'll see if I can vlog a little bit while we're there.
An antihistamine for
yeah, of course we will be fussing. Well, I will be fussing Blossom, the cute little dog. Oh, actually, we said we met with her today, and we said we'd probably give him this little doggy outfit that Real Link sent, because we need to
give it the wives, but there's 2 dogs, so
there's 2 dogs, and we're not going to probably see them before Christmas, I don't think, again. So we'll take this one up around for Blossom. Yeah, we'll get the boys some next year instead.
Oh, it suits her so much.
And then a little scarf.
She
Come
looks
here.
really happy.
She just wants a tickle, that's all she wants.
She just wants this little scarf fastening look.
Oh, beautiful.
Right, don't move, Blossom.
Right,
Beautiful.
Get your picture now, Lee. Oh, you took it in there, look, yeah. Wait a minute, you took it in.
Nick's brought his VR round MetaQuest. He's put like a dancing game on.
I'm having to guard myself. Bastard bread.
And I've had a couple of red wines. I just asked Alexa to make me a slice of toast.
She's going to piss off.
She said, I just gave all my batteries away for free of charge. I don't know what that were about. So Nick's going to make some toast, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Wait a minute. So we took the VR headset round to
Lisa and
Ian's. What happened?
Ian's ordered one and he's picking it up tomorrow.
What happened when I showed Susan and Colin a VR headset?
They ordered one and they were picking it up the next day. So I was just saying to Nick, it's like the Wii back in the 2000s. Like whenever you showed the Wii to somebody and they had a game, they're like, I'm getting one of them. So
it's one of those things that you cannot possibly explain to them. You can show them videos of it, but until you put it on, you cannot understand. It's just one of those things you've got to experience. I know. It's just one of those things that you've got to experience to understand it. You cannot describe it to anybody. It's beyond amazing.
We'll see you in the morning. Right, it's the morning after.
It's still middle of bleeding night.
And we thought we'd finish the vlog. We should have finished it last night, but we'd had a few drinks, as you saw. And we had a very nice night around at Lisa's. So, thanks for watching this van prep vlog. There'll be lots more to come, van preps, because there's lots more we need to do, like fill it all with all this food and stuff that my mum got us.
We need to go out and check that it's not peeled off.
Yeah. So we'll show you that on another vlog. So thanks for watching today, guys. Hit the like button, click the notification bell, drop us a comment below, and we'll see you on the next vlog.
Night.
Bye.
Night.